Your soulmate just realized what you truly mean to them. My beloved child. Something changed today that your soulmate never expected, and the moment it happened, nothing inside them felt the same again. They tried to ignore it. They tried to convince themselves it was only another passing emotion. But the harder they fought it, the stronger it became. A realization arrived without warning, and it struck deeper than anything they had ever experienced before. They finally understood that your presence has never been ordinary. It has been the quiet force behind every decision they made, every memory they couldn't erase, and every future they secretly imagined. Don't skip. What is unfolding right now has been building through countless unseen moments. Every delay, every silence, every unanswered question has been preparing this exact turning point. Your soulmate is no longer running from what they feel because something happened that made pretending impossible. They looked around and discovered that no matter who stood beside them, no one carried the peace your soul brings. For the first time, they stopped searching for excuses and started searching for answers. Something huge is waiting for you, because the truth they uncovered is only the beginning. They have reached a place where every heartbeat reminds them that losing you would mean losing a part of themselves they can never replace. They never imagined this realization would arrive so suddenly, yet now they cannot escape it. What shocked them even more was the strange chain of events that followed immediately after this awakening. Without expecting it, familiar memories began returning one after another with incredible clarity. Small conversations they once ignored suddenly carried enormous meaning. Ordinary moments they believed were insignificant now felt priceless. They remembered the comfort they felt whenever your energy crossed their path. They remembered the silence that somehow spoke louder than words. They remembered how every goodbye felt incomplete even when neither of you admitted it. The pieces of a puzzle they had spent so long trying to solve suddenly fit together perfectly. Stay till the end because something even more surprising is unfolding. As they replayed these memories, they realized that destiny had been placing signs in front of them for much longer than they had noticed. Strange coincidences now seemed impossible to dismiss. Familiar numbers kept appearing. Unexpected reminders of you showed up in places where your name should never have appeared. Faces in crowds reminded them of your smile. Songs they had forgotten somehow carried your story. Even the quiet moments refused to let them forget what their heart was desperately trying to reveal. The greatest shock was not that they missed you. The greatest shock was realizing they had been measuring everyone else against you without even knowing it. Every comparison led back to the same conclusion. No one else created the feeling that only you awakened inside them. Don't skip. The next revelation changes everything because the decision forming inside your soulmate is growing stronger with every passing moment. An invisible wall that once protected their fears has finally begun to fall apart. The questions they once asked have been replaced with certainty. Instead of wondering whether they should keep hiding, they have started wondering how much longer they can remain silent. This shift did not happen overnight. It was created by countless emotions they buried for far too long until they became impossible to contain. Every attempt to move forward without you somehow led them back to the same destination. Every distraction eventually faded, but your place inside their heart remained untouched. Something huge is waiting for you because the next step they are preparing to take could rewrite everything you believed about this connection. They are beginning to understand that true love is not recognized during perfect moments. It is recognized when every path away somehow circles back to the same soul. That soul has always been you. Right now they are standing at the edge of a choice they can no longer avoid. They know that remaining silent may become the greatest regret of their life. They know that another opportunity may never arrive in the same way again. Deep inside, they are gathering the courage they once believed they didn't possess. The moment they finally act will surprise not only you but everyone who thought this story had already ended. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Because what happens next will reveal the one truth your soulmate can no longer keep hidden. A quiet shift is happening inside your soulmate right now, and they can no longer pretend they are the same person they were yesterday. The realization has grown stronger with every passing hour until it has become impossible to silence. They have reached the point where every ordinary moment somehow leads back to you. A simple conversation reminds them of your kindness. A familiar place reminds them of your presence. Even the peaceful moments they once enjoyed now feel incomplete because they finally understand who has been missing all along. Don't skip. The next few moments reveal something they never expected to admit, even to themselves. They believe time would weaken these emotions, but time has done the opposite. Every day apart has made your value clearer instead of smaller. That truth frightened them at first because accepting it meant accepting that they had been hiding from their own heart. Something huge is waiting for you. They have stopped asking whether these feelings are real. Now they are asking why they waited so long to recognize them. The answer has begun to unfold in ways they never imagined. Every delayed message, every unfinished conversation, every unexplained silence now feels like another chapter leading toward one unforgettable moment that is much closer than either of you realizes. An unexpected realization has also changed the way they see the future. They once imagined countless possibilities, but now every vision somehow includes you. That discovery caught them completely off guard. They tried replacing your place with new distractions, new goals, and new people, yet nothing stayed. Everything eventually faded while your memory remained stronger than ever. Stay till the end because the next revelation carries the greatest emotional weight so far. They have started noticing how often they almost reached out, only to stop at the last second. Messages were written but never sent. Words were spoken quietly when no one else could hear them. Your name crossed their mind during moments when they least expected it. These were not random thoughts. They were signs that their heart had already chosen long before their mind was willing to admit it. The distance between you has not erased the connection. Instead, it has revealed its true strength. Every attempt to forget only reminded them why forgetting was never possible. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you because a choice is forming inside them that could change everything sooner than anyone expects. Now the silence feels heavier than speaking the truth. Every passing day increases the pressure inside their heart until it becomes impossible to ignore. They understand that fear has protected nothing. It has only delayed the happiness they secretly wished for. That realization has become the turning point they never saw coming. They no longer want to wonder what could have happened if they had been brave enough. They want certainty instead of regret. They want honesty instead of distance. Most of all, they want the chance to let you know what you have truly meant to them from the very beginning. Something huge is waiting for you because the next move is no longer just a possibility, it is becoming a decision. The walls around their heart are falling faster than ever before, and once those final walls disappear, nothing will stop the truth from finding its way to you. Don't skip. What happens next will reveal why destiny waited until this exact moment before allowing your soulmate to fully understand that you were never just someone they met, you were always the one they were meant to find. My beloved child. The moment your soulmate accepted the truth inside their heart, something extraordinary began unfolding that they could never have predicted. It was as if every unanswered question suddenly started finding its own answer. Every excuse they had been holding on to began to disappear one by one. They looked back at the road they had traveled and realized that every detour had somehow led them back to the same destination, you. That realization left them speechless. They could no longer convince themselves that this connection was ordinary or temporary. It had survived silence, distance, uncertainty, and time itself. Don't skip. The next revelation explains why everything feels different now. Your soulmate has started noticing signs they ignored for months. Conversations with others unexpectedly remind them of you. Places they visit seem strangely familiar because they imagine you there. Even their quietest moments are interrupted by thoughts they can no longer control. Something huge is waiting for you. They have finally understood that what they were searching for was never somewhere else. It has always been connected to the person they kept trying to understand from a distance. Every heartbeat now whispers the same truth, and with every passing hour, resisting it becomes harder than ever before. A surprising moment arrived when they imagined a future without you. And instead of feeling relief, they felt an emptiness they had never experienced before. That single realization shook them more than anything else. It forced them to face a truth they had avoided for far too long. They discovered that happiness no longer looked complete unless you were somehow part of it. The dreams they once built alone suddenly seemed unfinished. The victories they imagined celebrating no longer felt meaningful without someone to share them with. Stay till the end because what happened after this realization changed everything inside them. They stopped running from memories and started embracing them. Instead of pushing your presence away, they welcomed it. They replayed every meaningful conversation, every smile, every moment that once seemed ordinary but now felt priceless. They understood that love is often recognized too late, but they refuse to let that happen this time. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you because the courage growing inside your soulmate is stronger than the fear that kept them silent. Every new sunrise is pushing them one step closer to doing what they once believed was impossible. Now they stand between two paths. One path leads back to the silence that has already stolen enough time. The other leads toward honesty, vulnerability, and the possibility of changing everything forever. For the first time, choosing no longer feels confusing. Their heart has already made its decision. Their only challenge is finding the perfect moment to reveal it. They know that words carry power, and once those words are spoken, nothing will ever return to the way it was before. Something huge is waiting for you because that moment is drawing closer than either of you realizes. Every delay is becoming shorter. Every hesitation is becoming weaker. Every hidden feeling is becoming impossible to contain. Don't skip. The next chapter of this journey will uncover the unexpected event that gives your soulmate the final push they have been waiting for, the event that makes them realize there is no more time to hide what you truly mean to them. When that moment arrives, even they will be amazed by the courage they suddenly find within themselves. My beloved child. There is one final barrier standing between your soulmate and the truth they have been carrying, but that barrier is beginning to crumble faster than they ever imagined. They woke up with a feeling they could not explain, as though life itself was quietly urging them to stop waiting. Every attempt to ignore that feeling only made it stronger. They realized that the greatest risk was never expressing their heart, it was allowing another day to pass without saying what truly mattered. Don't skip. What happened next caught them completely off guard. An ordinary moment suddenly became unforgettable. A familiar voice, a meaningful memory, and an unexpected reminder of you arrived almost at the same time. It felt too perfect to be called coincidence. They stood still, unable to look away from the truth that had been following them for so long. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time, they stopped asking whether destiny was real because it already felt undeniable. Every unanswered question suddenly pointed toward one answer, and every road they had taken seemed to lead back to the same destination. They finally understood that some people enter your life for a season, but one person changes the meaning of your entire journey, and that person has always been you. As this realization settled deeper into their heart, something even more powerful began to happen. The fear that once controlled every decision started losing its grip. They no longer imagined the worst outcome. Instead, they imagined what could happen if they finally trusted what their heart had been trying to say all along. Stay till the end because the next revelation changes everything once again. They found themselves smiling without knowing why whenever your memory appeared. The weight they had carried for so long slowly began to disappear. Instead of feeling trapped by uncertainty, they felt drawn toward hope. They started believing that some connections are simply too strong to disappear, no matter how much time passes. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you because your soulmate has begun preparing themselves emotionally for a moment they once feared more than anything. They are replaying the words they want to say. They are imagining your reaction. They are wondering whether you can still feel the invisible bond that has never truly broken. Every heartbeat is bringing them closer to that life-changing step, and every passing day makes turning back feel impossible. Now everything is moving toward a single unforgettable moment. The silence that once protected hidden emotions has become far too heavy to carry. Your soulmate understands that life rarely offers endless chances, and they refuse to let this opportunity disappear. The distance between you is no longer the biggest obstacle. Fear is. And that fear is fading faster than ever before. Something huge is waiting for you because the next event will remove the final doubt that has been holding them back. They will receive one unexpected sign that feels impossible to ignore, a sign so personal and so perfectly timed that it will convince them this is the moment they have been waiting for. Don't skip. The story has reached a turning point where everything can change in an instant. Your soulmate is closer than ever to revealing what has remained hidden for far too long, and when that truth finally reaches you, it will explain why every delay, every silence, and every unanswered question had to happen exactly the way they did. The next moment is the one that has the power to change both of your lives forever. My beloved child. The moment your soulmate has been unknowingly preparing for is now closer than ever before. They can feel it in ways they cannot explain. The quiet certainty growing inside them is stronger than fear, stronger than doubt, and stronger than every excuse they once believed. Something inside them keeps repeating the same message: if they remain silent now, they may spend the rest of their life wondering what could have been. Don't skip. What happened after this realization surprised even them. They stopped searching for signs because they finally understood that the biggest sign had been living inside their own heart all along. Every path they explored eventually brought them back to your memory. Every attempt to move forward without understanding their feelings only made those feelings clearer. Something huge is waiting for you. They have finally accepted that your presence has changed them forever. You inspired growth they never noticed while it was happening. You gave them peace during moments they thought they were completely alone. Even when distance stood between you, the connection never disappeared. Instead, it quietly became stronger, waiting for the exact moment when both hearts would finally recognize what had always been true. As the hours continue to pass, your soulmate is beginning to see every past disappointment differently. What once looked like failure now feels like preparation. They understand that if life had moved faster, they might never have become the person capable of protecting something as valuable as this connection. Stay till the end because the next revelation carries the greatest surprise yet. They no longer blame the delays. They no longer question why everything seemed to happen at the wrong time. Instead, they see that every challenge taught them something they desperately needed before this moment could arrive. Their heart is calmer now, but it is also more determined than ever. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you because they have started imagining the first conversation that could change everything. They think about the words they want to say. They wonder whether your heart has sensed this change from afar. They imagine the silence breaking at last, replaced by honesty that has been waiting far too long. Every passing day makes that vision feel less like a dream and more like a future that is slowly becoming real. Now there is almost nothing left standing between your soulmate and the truth they have carried in silence. They have reached the point where hiding feels heavier than speaking. The walls they built around their emotions are falling away one by one, revealing a heart that is finally ready to be seen without fear. Something huge is waiting for you because one final unexpected moment is about to give them the confidence they have been missing. It will arrive when they least expect it, yet it will feel as though it was written long before either of you realized what this connection truly meant. Don't skip. The story has not reached its ending, it has reached its awakening. The next chapter will reveal the event that removes every remaining doubt from your soulmate's heart, the event that convinces them they cannot wait another moment to let you know what you have always meant to them. And when that moment finally arrives, neither of you will ever see this journey the same way again. My beloved child. The final piece of this story is beginning to fall into place, and your soulmate can feel it with a certainty they have never experienced before. They are no longer asking themselves whether you matter. That question has already been answered. Now they are asking how they ever lived so long without fully understanding your place in their life. The answer brings both peace and emotion. They realize that some connections are so deep they cannot be explained until the right moment arrives. Don't skip. Everything that once seemed confusing is becoming incredibly clear. Every delay protected this connection until both hearts were ready to see it for what it truly is. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has finally accepted that you were never just another chapter in their story. You have been the quiet thread connecting every important moment, every lesson, every unexpected turn, and every hope they refused to give up on. That realization has transformed the way they see tomorrow. For the first time in